Welcome to Roguecast, the official podcast of Rogues Gallery. We'll talk comics for the week, as well as whatever news is on our pop cultural radar. I'm Randy.
I'm Nick.
This is Dave.
And now, on with the show. Hello and welcome back to the Roguecast. Last time you saw us, I was like, there will be no Roguecast for next week. What I forget to mention was, there won't be no Roguecast the week after that either, because my vacation encompassed 2 Tuesdays.
I believe you meant to say last time you heard us.
What did I say?
They can't see us.
They can see us, Nick. You all can see us, right?
Did you hide some cameras?
No, I assume that our readers have hidden cameras.
Oh, they have that ability.
Yes.
In the vast gulf between when last you heard us, we've all gotten big ZZ Top beards.
Yes.
Where there's
Correct.
a Viking aura to
one of
this
us,
podcast.
like ZZ Top, one of us does not have the beard. There was always one beardless.
I thought they all had beards.
There were 3 beardless dudes and the drummer, I think.
3 bearded dudes.
Yes, 3 bearded dudes and 1 drummer.
You could be right, although when I think of the videos,
they all have beards.
I think of triple beard.
Yep.
Quadruple beard?
That was, if they were pirates, they would be like a trio of pirates known as triple beard.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of this mystery, don't you worry.
I'm just saying One Piece should have a pirate-themed ZZ Top band.
I would be okay with that.
Sure, yeah.
By the way, if anybody has ever heard of ZZ Top, knows their lore, please let us know if there is a beardless member.
ZZ Top.
You know who he would be? He'd be the beardless whelp.
The beardless whelp.
Yes.
At any rate,
you would want.
I was on vacation.
Yes.
And as a result, we have a lot of stuff to cover. And while I was on vacation, Gen Con happened and San Diego Comic Con happened.
Good Lord.
So we have so much to talk about. Trailers, news. There was a little movie that came out called Spider-Man Brand New Day.
It's true.
Another movie that came out called The Odyssey.
Yeah, nothing too big there.
No. And so we are going to jump around. And also, as is usually the way things happen, one of us goes. There's been chaos this week.
With
we are waiting on
stuff.
2 boxes from Lunar, which means we haven't done our poll for Image and DC this week. So we will at some point stop, go do that, come back, maybe record more.
Yep.
So this may be a little topsy-turvy.
Right.
But it will be seamless.
Hopefully you won't even notice.
However, if we just don't come back and you get a half of the podcast, that's the reason
There may be
just know that we died.
Yes.
And then we're resurrected.
What I was going to say is, whatever we, if we don't get around to some of the trailers or other things this week, we're going to talk about them in the next week or two.
We'll get to it.
So don't panic. But we're going to try and hit the biggest stuff. And do we want to go ahead and start out by talking about recent comics and games?
Let's start off with our games, because we do have a couple games came out last few weeks. Yep. Call of Cthulhu Doors to Darkness. That was a new adventure book for the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game.
Say Doors to Darkness?
Doors to Darkness.
Okay.
5 scenarios set in 20s New England.
Oh, cool.
We also got a starter box for Arkham Horror, which is the other RPG that is based in the Cthulhu mythos. Right. It is set in rural Louisiana at the 1920s.
Oh, that sounds
5 investigators wake to their memories foggy and injuries they can't explain. They are trapped in a town plagued by bizarre creatures and malicious spirits.
That sounds cool. A little bit of southern Louisiana lore mixed in with some Lovecraftian
This
stuff.
is their starter box, so it comes with dice, rules, pre-gen characters.
They already had a starter at some point.
I thought they did.
The new
this
one?
is a new
this
one,
is a
okay.
new one.
And so, just from what little I know, my brother picked this up recently. He played Call of Cthulhu going back to when it was introduced in 1980. And so he's been around the whole time. He picked this up and said it was looking cool. I've gathered from doing a little reading that's a bit more pulp adventure.
Yes, I believe that's right.
Cthulhu has these games have always had elements of that with hard-boiled detectives or almost Indiana Jones archaeologists in there, as well as dusty librarians and antiquarians and stuff. But I think this leans a little bit more into the fun hard-boiled stuff. Yes, you're still quite possibly going to go mad, but you're probably going to punch a few more cultists than you would in the regular Cthulhu. So I think you get to have maybe a little more fun in these.
You're
so
still
I'm
gonna
interested
die,
in.
though.
Yes. Maybe you don't die as much in this one. I don't know.
The Pendrain rulebook gave us the Noble's Handbook, which it notes that all knights are members of nobility, but some might, through deeds of arms or fortune of birth, attain far greater power. So this is if you're going to play a king or a prince or a duke.
I guess this would probably allow you to veer into the Game of Thrones, Arthurian Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yep. Pathfinder has Impossible Magic, which is a new book that has a lot of spells, a 4 new classes.
Okay.
So it's a big Another big spell book for them,
Yep.
basically.
Very cool.
Starfinder has Absalom Station, which is their Babylon 5.
Or the
basically.
Citadel from
Or the
Mass
Citadel,
Effect.
yes,
Yeah,
the
I was
hunting.
looking at that and I was reminded that even though I do not play Starfinder, I really like its lore.
Yep. Yep. Absalom was the name of their world and that has disappeared in the
Oh,
blip. So
that's
this
right.
this is the home base for the campaign.
Yeah, this is like World Station.
We also got but are currently out of Marvel Champions Fear No Evil, which has Echo and Daredevil in it, I believe.
Yep.
It's another one of their campaign boxes. We should have that back in later this week.
It's crazy it's taking them that long to get Daredevil.
It is a little crazy. We got the board game Shadowrun Takedown, which is a board game. I believe it is a campaign game. There's 1 to 4 players.
Is it based on their deck building side of?
No, it is
Okay.
it's a standalone game.
Okay, that's right. That's
you
right.
can get gear. It is sort of a character. It's a campaign game. It's you're playing.
Just as a
Shadowrun.
reminder to people that Shadowrun is the game that's cyberpunk, but where fantasy magic has also rearisen. So you get cyberpunk and you get wizards and spells and like dwarf hackers and all that kind of cool stuff, dragons and cybersecurity and stuff, all in the same thing. So this is be a board game way to play a sort of concentrated dose of it.
Yeah, it's a big. I mean, think of it as like Shadowrun Gloomhaven, essentially.
That's pretty cool. Cool. It's a great setting.
Star Wars Mandalorian Adventures, which is the co-op game, gets a 3rd season source expansion called Sworn to the Creed.
Okay.
So this is all stuff from the 3rd season of Mandalorian,
Right.
which, if you've seen it or not, has a lot of the Mandalorian homeworld and
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan and that kind of
Does it
stuff.
mean that a few areas of the game were taken over by Boba Fett or Luke or something?
That would make sense.
Actually, it would. Like that, as dropping those in it was a little sloppy in the show, but could actually be kind of cool in a game.
Yeah, it's true.
We got several party games, including something called Why Are You Like This? A grab-and-go version of a game, Happy Salmon.
I was looking at a number of these while I was logging them in, and a lot of them sounded quite fun.
Yep.
I've noticed there's been a little bit more kind of uptick in people picking up party games lately.
Yep. Well, there's a mix of party games and all ages games, and and little $10 games. And I'm going to run these down. If you want more information on any of these, you can go to our featured section on our website. We've got the write-ups on all of them. But Bloom Kingdom, the 2-player game Wine and Cheese, which I believe is an iteration of Beer and Bread.
Yep.
Which has been a very popular
well-known
game.
2-player game. Yeah.
We got a new version of Flip 7 National Parks. Flip 7 is the new sort of Uno killer. Really casual, fun card game.
We have sold 8 billion of these games.
National Parks just comes with National Parks artwork. We're about to get several new ones, by the way. We're getting later this week. Flip 7, Nightmare Before Christmas, The Grinch, and Liquid Death.
That's crazy. That beverage,
Yep.
guys.
Yep. So all art from those people on Flip 7
That's
games.
crazy.
You get a
It's
bonus
the
if you
new.
crack open
It's the new. What's the game that was the get to the Queen game or whatever?
Yes.
God, what was that? That they made a bunch of. There's a Bridgerton
That's kind of where
version.
you're trying to get your letter.
Oh, Love Letter.
Love
Love letter, yeah.
Yes.
They did that a Batman version, Bridgerton,
Right.
all these things.
Well, and it's also like Monopoly and those that they do new ones, but it's an
Right.
actual good game.
right,
So
right. It's true. It's true. Death to Monopoly.
a bunch of games here. I'm just gonna roll
On
off the
all
names.
levels.
You can find these on our website if you want more details. Roly Poly Goalie,
Yes.
Coyote,
Yep.
Carrot Boom, that's with an exclamation point.
Okay.
Screamin' Billy, Tic Tac Twist, 1, 2, 3 Monkey Flip, Battle Match, and then Spot It, K-Pop Demon Hunters. This is another Spot It is a real-time game where you're trying to spot things on little cards, but it's got K-Pop Demon Hunters iconography.
It's got a little bit of the Flip 7. It's got a lot of skins.
Yeah. Coffee Rush Grab and Go. Coffee Rush is a game where you're playing a barista. It's a really fun game. This is the pick up and play travel version.
Yep.
And then several Bluey games. Go Fish, Creek Pop Around, Hide and Seek, Fancy Restaurant, and Shopping List and Grannies. These are all in our Bluey section.
Yep. They're good for... They're pretty cheap. They're between $5 and $15.
Yeah,
and
Easy pickup for the Bluey family.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's talk comics for the last couple weeks. I'm just going to run this down.
There was a few big ones that we got to talk about.
Yeah, we're definitely going to miss some stuff. Any of the continuing books that we picked up maybe won't get mentioned, but I grabbed the starter stuff.
Cool. So,
Greatest American Hero gets new number 1. Did you guys read this?
I actually didn't get around to it, even
Me
though
neither.
I watched the show pretty faithfully in the 80s. but it's basically a blur in my memory, a fond blur.
Okay, all
I
right.
remember it fondly as a mixture of comedy with occasional little moments of surprise drama.
Dave, who was called the Blur? Was it? It was Smallville was the Blur.
That
right?
was they really went out of their way to make sure Clark didn't get any Superman label or costume really, or of note anyway. He's
Anyway, the Fond Blur is what they should have called him.
They really should.
But it sounds like the Fondler, which is a different use of Superman's powers.
I was telling, I forget, one of our coworkers about it, who was too young to have experienced Greatest American Hero. And I was like, it's this fun story about a regular dude who's like a teacher who gets a super suit from aliens in the first episode, but somehow loses the instruction manual.
Yes.
So the whole gag is that he's like, anytime he tries to fly, he's all flipping and spazzing out.
Yep.
He doesn't know how to do it right. And he had like a CIA guy or something.
FBI agent played by Robert Culp.
Yeah, a very talented Robert Culp. And
had a good theme song.
Yep. And a theme song that became a #1 hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, it was on the radios all the damn time.
It was also used by George Costanza as his answering machine in Seinfeld.
That's right.
That's true.
When I was making the sign, what I found out is that this is meant to fill the role of the ending the show never got.
That's kind of a cool thing to do.
And it sounded interesting because it sounded like basically Greatest American Hero is like a dad now. His kid is like always thought he was kind of crazy and doesn't believe that he ever had superpowers. I don't know if he doesn't use the suit or what, but he gets that some sort of, one final mission, one last chance. And I think it also, during the course of it, maybe will rebond with his son or reconnect with him. And it sounded like it could be a neat ending. So if you were a fan of that show, you should check it out.
The Horror of Godzilla is a new, set in the 50s. Godzilla is more of a horror movie. It is the start of the Kaisei era that they've been doing.
It is tying into that.
But this is a sort of a standalone horror book.
Yeah, I think it is meant to probably evoke a little bit of that Godzilla -1 quality.
For sure.
It had, by the way, I think my favorite cover for that week. Just the A cover on that.
It's a good cover.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you were in a city and it was just like a downpour and you can only kind of hazily see Godzilla coming around from a building as big as he is. The rain almost covers him. It's cool. It's cool.
Very cool.
Book from Dark Horse. Matt Kint is very prolific.
Yep.
He also has co-writers on everything. This is co-written by Alexandra Grant. Art by Natasha Bustos from Devil Dinosaur. Book called Nano, #1.
Yes.
They're a underground organization called the Order that is working on, they've been assigned to Nano, a mega city run on prison labor and rolling from blackouts.
Right. I understand that. I think it's like a couple, and like the husband is kind of doing the kind of cool infiltrate their base.
Yes.
And the wife has to go undercover as like a housewife or something,
Yes,
and like a PE teacher or like high school teacher, and basically kind of do the lame job. But that's just part of a broader story about this kind of dystopian city that they're trying to fix.
Matt Kint does really big, like, world-building stories.
He does.
It's almost manga-ish in the sense of having multiple premises going on at the same time.
Yeah.
But I remember flipping through it and the art looked really good. It kind of reminded me of like Mike Allred or something.
I did too, but Nacho Bustos makes sense.
So it's on my to-read list.
Rocket Raccoon, Rocket Rewind.
Yep.
Which is it's a 50 years of Rocket Raccoon thing. They've been doing a lot of these.
That's
one-shots.
just a wild thing to think of.
Yeah.
Since Rocket Raccoon kind of in a way didn't come into his own until the 2000s. But yes, he has been around since the 1970s.
So it says it reprints the first story from Hulk that introduced him, and then has a couple new stories.
There is art from that first story, which I thought it was like actually in one of their black and white specials.
Yeah.
But Keith Giffen did some art in there, and it's wild to see his before he kind of got to his kind of craggy art when he was sort of doing his own version of like a Jim Starlin or something. This is those days. It's
really good.
Pretty nice black and white artwork, yeah.
Queen in Black started about a month and a half late.
Yep.
The Queen in Black, for those who don't know, is Hela getting the power of Null. She is now the Queen of Darkness and controls the symbiotes. And Null is somehow like the King of Light.
King in Light is what they call him. But it's essentially, if I'm not mistaken, the way you maybe summarize it is, the sort of Earth has become the battleground in their war.
Yeah.
And this is about like us trying to keep our head above water with kind of two raging gods.
Well, it's interesting because it's a sequel to King in Black,
right,
in a way.
For sure.
It's a continuation of the Venom storyline. It's a continuation of the stuff he's been doing in Thor, because no one knows Asgard is real.
Right.
They've erased Asgard from only Hela, Beta Ray Bill remembers it, but nobody believes him. They just accept the horse-faced guy is just a guy.
Sure.
But as a result, so Queen in Black #1 is Al Ewing writing. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 comes out this week because of
Does.
weird delays. And then there's a miniseries, Defenders of Light and Dark, which has 2 teams. They're going to deal with Null and Hela, which includes like Beta Ray Bill, Cloak and Dagger, Iron Man, and some sort of dark armor he's built.
Yeah.
If you like those weird super team things, there's always one of these in the events. This was kind of a fun first issue. There's also a one-shot of Hela, which focuses on her backstory, a one-shot on Thor, focusing on how he's related to all this, since he doesn't even know he's Thor currently.
Right.
And then this week there was a Venom Unchained that is Charles Soule picking up the Venom story a little bit more.
And it's like a prison story where Eddie Brock is in jail.
Yep.
And I think trying to get out so he can lend a hand in this, but it's like he doesn't even have a symbiote right now, but maybe he's got an in. And so, yeah.
2026 Street Fighter Swimsuit Special. Not much more to say about that.
Nope.
Dark Knights of Steel, Heir to the Sea. This is a reprint of the backup story from All Winter.
Yep.
It is basically Aquaman in the fantasy Dark Knights of Steel that Tom Taylor writes.
It was good stuff.
It's a good read, yeah. And it leads into Dark Knights 2, which is currently running.
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons Total Party Killers #1. This was fun. Did you guys read this?
I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I did. It's a story from the perspective of the monsters in a dungeon.
Yep.
But it kind of has a sort of a sly lead in where there's a regular dungeon party in there and somebody who kind of worms their way in, who's got a connection to the monsters.
Yep.
And it is a nice flip on it, where the monsters have a kind of a very specific motivation and a reason.
But they are essentially the D&D party.
Yep.
And it's like, it's a vampire, right? Or is a skeleton, something like that. Some kind of undead, a beholder. What else is there?
There is a gelatinous cube in the mix, but I don't know if it's part of them. There is a mind flayer, I think.
But anyway, it's like big D&D monsters.
Right.
As a party.
Kind of sympathetically and a little bit humorously written.
Godzilla vs. America San Diego came out in time for San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, this one had some work by Stan Sakai, some of the really good people.
Yep.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #20, which also is the 300th issue special. We sold out of the blind bags.
Instantly.
We also sold out of the issue, but we do have more coming back in. Yeah. So if you want to check back in on TMNT. One of the big releases the last couple weeks was Terminal #1. This is another Robert Kirkman book. He's co-writing with Joe Casey.
It is Joe Casey.
Joe Casey, who did the Wildcats corporate stuff I really liked.
Yep.
There's
definitely a little bit of that in this.
And the art is by David Finch on the first issue, right? No.
It's Kubert.
It's one of the Kuberts.
Andy Kubert on the first issue. But David Finch and Art Adams are on board because they're going to swap creative teams.
Each arc is a new creative team.
As a result, the blind bags that they did, you could get what, like #6 and #9?
7 and 10.
7 and 10.
I thought it was 2, 3, 7, and 10.
Okay, yes. 2 and 3 are part of the Kubert stuff.
Yeah.
But they're working ahead because he's apparently up to issue 18.
We have heard this, yeah. And by the way, a number of people, I mean, we did sell out of the blind bags, and we've seen them get those issues. I heard that there was maybe a little, like, the occasional blur or something in there for meta story stuff.
Ah, okay.
But other than that, you can get, because, he must have done this fully aware that these stories could essentially leak online, or at least the lore from it will, but felt like it wasn't something that hindered the current story. And I have to say, I actually really liked the first issue, more than I expected to.
Same.
I came around on it.
It's his take on a superhero team book. So if you want to think about it as, Invincible is like, it does have tons and tons of heroes.
Right, but it is one character focused.
It is one character focused, and this is him very much homaging the 90s X-Men that was his stomping grounds comic. And but to me, it also reminded me in some ways of the kind of the dark hero stuff from Wild Cards.
Interesting. So this is very much a 90s throwback, but also in addition to X-Men, the stuff that's spun out of X-Men. So this feels like a nod to Cyberforce, Wetworks, Wildcats, all that stuff too. It's a secret history of superheroes and supervillains.
Right.
A question of there's this alien entity that gives them powers, but maybe kills some people. Right. There's some Strike Force Morituri in there for the deep cuts.
Yep. And we don't know quite what all the motivations and what the chessboard is. No. It's like if Magneto and Xavier were otherworldly or other dimensional, and you also were like, wait, what are they trying to do?
You're not sure which one's the good guys, which one's the bad guys.
And I also thought it was interesting, like there's more character focus than like on the person whose sister was missing and who finds out about this and pursuing her sister.
Yep.
Then I was used to, like, in the 90s, I feel like it would have just been like kind of a sort of meatheaded action, and I felt like there was a little more thought.
There was a little more to this, I agree.
We did get some meat-headed action.
For sure we did, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's the villains
It's kind of brutal.
very villainous.
Yeah.
I will
Gleefully villainous.
I will say this. I think Joe Casey has more to do with this than Kirkman. Because Casey, this reminds me a lot of his X-Men and his Wildcats, which I really like.
That may have been why I liked it more than the average Kirkman project. For me.
Yeah.
For me.
I
But I'm excited for the next issue.
I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
too.
Yeah. We got X-Men: The Hellfire Murder, which is a one-shot involving the Hellfire Gala. Someone gets murdered. A notable character, actually.
Yes.
And Wolverine and Jubilee have to become like the
Holmes and
Knives Out
Watson.
team.
Yeah.
It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
Daredevil gets a reprint of issues 1 through 3. So we currently have we have a couple of number 4. I think we got the soccer variant.
Yes,
and there is
FIFA
more coming.
variant.
So if you've not caught up on the best-selling Daredevil book we have seen in our 20 years of working comics retail, here's your shot again.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is really
Worth
good.
checking out.
Stephanie
New
Phillips
villain,
writing.
Matt Murdock as law professor. Yeah. It's got some cool new pieces on the chessboard.
Lee Garbutt art is great.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth a read. We got a reprint of Jay and Silent Bob, Jay's The Future Past, which also was fun. It's Kevin Smith doing the Marvel Universe homage stuff.
So crazy to think that he basically has been able to cross over that and Archie and all this stuff.
It is nuts.
And they're all done pretty well.
Yeah, they are done surprisingly well.
Yep. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees is the big hit from 2024. It's the murderous bear. It's Richard Scarry meets Dexter.
Yep. We've sold a zillion of these. We all love it. And it's was a 6-issue miniseries, and it had actually a sequel that was somehow as good as the original that just wrapped.
So last week we got the exclusive hardcovers of the original and the sequel, which come with a signed book plate, so you can give a signature by the author in there. They're really nice
book plates.
Those are limited. Once they're gone, they're probably gone. But we also did get the trade paperback of Rite of Spring, the sequel.
Yeah.
So you can currently get both books in either hardcover or softcover. If you're super fancy, this week we're getting the artist edition. It's a big, oversized, behind-the-scenes version
photographically reproduced from his artwork.
Someone saved me from buying this because I will buy it, even though I've already bought the hardcovers.
And if by chance,
I broke and bought the hardcovers. And they're beautiful.
They're really good.
I reread the first one. I'm halfway through the second one, and
it's super good.
Super good.
Second one ends wildly, but if by chance there's anybody out there among our listeners who hasn't read this, unless you really don't like the sort of darker suspense stuff, it's like a full staff recommendation.
Literally everyone should read this.
Yeah.
Unless you don't like murder. And some people might not.
Maybe they don't like cartoon bears.
Or cartoon bears.
Yeah.
If you don't like cartoon bears and or murder.
Yes.
Then avoid this
cartoon bears committing murder.
Well, the thing is, I didn't know that I needed to see cartoon bears committing murder until I read it, and then there it was.
And
now I have a weird fixation.
Yeah.
We got the Deadman by Kelly Jones complete collection.
This is some cool stuff.
This is really good.
Yeah,
beautiful
goes back
art.
to the 90s.
I forgot
Kelly Jones, who loves, best known for the Nightfall covers in the 90s.
Big giant ears.
The big giant ears and the Batman and Bane with like 1,000 ribs on them. That man was born to draw rib cages, and Deadman was the perfect. It's like his muse.
Yes,
he gets emaciated rib cage instead of the giant.
Yeah. He gets to draw
swole.
He draws him like spindly and 7 feet long. He's it's so cool how he draws him. I have to admit, probably nobody has ever drawn Deadman in a way I like better than him.
Yeah. That's fair.
I like Neil Adams, all respect to the original, but I like Kelly Jones's more macabre version better.
We got the first volume trade of Dorc.
Yep.
That's Dwarf plus Orc.
Yep.
Plus possibly End of the World.
And one of the wildest breakouts in recent years where I feel speculator driven to some degree.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But then people were like, oh, but this is good.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we sold out of number 1, and I was like, oh, yeah, but we kept selling out. We kept selling out of number 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. What is the balance of lighthearted versus serious? Is it serious at all?
Yeah, there's some seriousness in there, but it is kind of a fantasy, I hate fairyland kind of
It's a cartoony book, right?
Yeah,
Brett Green's a cartoonist, and he's really good.
He's very talented.
Yeah, it has that sort of quality of Jeff Smith on Bone, kind of.
We got the finale of Ultimate Spider-Man by Hickman, Volume 4.
Yep.
We got the next volume of Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone, also Volume 4. This was where monsters dwell. She did with some of the monster characters.
Yep.
Living Mummy and
Elsa
Frankenstein,
Bloodstone.
Elsa
Werewolf by
Bloodstone,
Night.
yeah, Werewolf by Night. And then we got the Void Rivals Volume 5, which is the Quintesson War.
Yeah.
And Void Rivals is where some big stuff is going on right at the moment.
Yep.
There was just, a week ago, a very notable arrival in there.
Yep.
I mean, it's been dealing with interesting stuff. It's been dealing with Cobra Law.
It's been a good book.
Yeah.
But the sleeper book of the G.I. Joe Transformers Energon universe. And increasingly, it's like where some big stuff is going on.
How many issues has it gone? 30?
20-something at least. 30?
Kirkman has delivered on it.
Yeah, yes.
Nobody could ever say that Kirkman does not finish his work.
That's true. All right, let's jump ahead to this week's comics, which I should, again, preface by saying we haven't read some of these.
Right, the fullness of our order is not in, so we'll do what we can, and maybe cover a few of those next week.
There were some really standout books.
It's a good week. There's a bunch of stuff I like this week. I also should mention, just because we didn't cover that Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman came out last week. I think they might be sold out of both of them. I'm not sure.
We've got still Absolute One. I think
Okay.
Actually, you know what? We've got both.
Okay,
We've
good
got
deal.
Both.
And then there's
Not a ton,
Absolute
but we have
this
them.
week, which we haven't gotten yet.
Absolute Superman.
Is it Absolute Superman this week?
Mm-hmm.
Is there 2 in a row?
I think it was a bi-weekly thing for some
okay.
weird reason.
Okay.
Like maybe it was behind or something.
Okay. All right. So we won't be talking about that because we didn't get it.
Right.
In the first issues, we got Marvel Tokon. That's what
It's
First,
what do they call it? Like a 4-player fighting game kind of thing?
What is 4-player fighting game? Is this like
I don't
Ultimate
know.
Alliance?
I see. In my head, I was like, or is this like Smash
Street
Brothers?
Fighter or Smash Bros?
It kind of feels more like that, but it also has a kind
I
of
don't think it's meant to be that anarchic.
I think it feels like it's a little bit more like the Marvel vs. Capcom Tag Team Edition kind of thing.
Right.
But I know this game is about to come out on all the systems.
Okay.
So you can
August
delve
6th.
into its lore in advance.
Yep.
Sure.
This has 3 stories, one from Steve Orlando, one from Tom Waltz, one from Josh Trujillo. And it looks like I see the champion in here.
Right, I believe he is a mate. I believe the Eternals guy or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe he is the core thing that creates the game.
Okay.
Because he's a
He
fighter.
he creates universal contests.
Then there's an Avenger story with a lot of Hulk. Looks like Hulk and Thor, Iron Man and Cap. And then there's an X-Men story with Magic and Storm and Wolverine and Cyclops.
Okay.
So, looks like some interesting versions
if you're
of it.
going to dive into
curious
that
about
game, you
world.
should probably pick it up.
Yep. We got Mary Jane, Face It Tiger #1. This is a one-shot celebrating 60 years of Mary Jane.
I was surprised at how good this was.
Me too. It's, again,
We thought it was going to
stories.
have reprints, but instead they're all new stories.
There's 4 stories.
Yeah.
And they're kind of set during not
Different eras.
I wouldn't necessarily say like iconic eras, but like some notable ones. Like the first story, which might have been my favorite, by J.M. DeMatteis, who wrote the famously Craven's Last Hunt, but also I think may have written the Chameleon story that's referenced in this, where the Chameleon had replaced Peter Parker for some time, and MJ had, when she found out, had apparently beaten him with a baseball bat.
A little bit like Home Invasion kind of
for sure.
vibes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever read the original story. I knew of it.
Nope.
They managed to make it dark in this, but not excessively dark. I was actually pretty impressed by the balance he found.
The psychological effect that kind of invasion of privacy.
She's trying to figure out how to deal with it, and Peter's like, well, maybe we should just maybe I should just quit this thing, and like, or maybe, like they're trying to figure out how it affects their relationship, and it's a good story.
I thought DeMatteis did a really good job with it.
Yeah, and then another writer, Ann Nesenti, who I don't think of, like her heyday was the 1980s on Daredevil, and I was like, well, all due respect to what she did, but there's no way it's probably going to be good. But I actually kind of liked her story.
Yep.
Dealing with
her Hollywood time.
A Hollywood time, a weird villain that Peter Parker is after.
Yep.
Some cool ideas. Yeah. It was a fun little story.
JMS does one that has to do with kind of like possible endings for these characters.
It looks like an alternate Spider-Man costume. I think this is like an alternate world.
I mean, it's definitely a future thing, but I just thought that was maybe how he looked in the future.
We've seen that costume before. I don't remember exactly where, but it's been around.
It kind of had life story vibes.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then I realized there was one I didn't get around to with his last one, which is drawn by with lovely art by Phil Noto.
And written by Ashley Allen, who I don't recognize the name of, but it is a story of Mary Jane who still has the Venom symbiote.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was a good
It's a good
one.
story, too.
Yeah. It's rare when all of the stories in a book hit.
That is really weird. Yeah.
And I would recommend.
I always say this is why I don't need MJ, and even though I've liked the Venom stuff, I don't need for her to be a superhero because the writers have actually done a pretty good job over the decades of giving her a real character. So that you could have 4 good stories with her like this that don't really have to veer into superhero territory.
Is my mind playing tricks on me? Did they announce that she actually has
a miniseries coming out? Okay. Yes. Yeah. And then we got Origins of the Hood, Marvel Rivals. This is another Marvel Rivals one shot. He's the new character. Yep.
I hear he is a Vanguard character in the game.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. Vanguard is either like frontline fighter or like a frontline defender.
Sure.
I have a PS5. I could play Marvel Rivals, but I haven't bought my PlayStation, whatever that
your
is.
membership thing.
But it's close.
Yeah. Now listen, if anybody ever plays it, I'm going to play it too. But anyway, yes, you can find out the Marvel Rivals version of the Hood's origin.
Yep.
Right as you see it.
Fantastic Four has the 65 years of the world's greatest comic covers, as well as there's an issue of Fantastic Four. I almost didn't read FF this week because I didn't realize it wasn't just a cover book.
I know. I got it confused when I was counting too.
The issue itself is really good. It's another Doctor Who-ish. It's about a woman who the Fantastic Four time travel, and she has to basically spend her life becoming a scientist to help them. It's a really good story. And it uses Nicholas Scratch, of all people.
Oh, okay.
That cover thing reprints in some format all 700 covers that exist so far, 700 plus.
Right.
But there is a kind of a neat thing that makes it a little bonus beyond just that, which is there's little snippets of memories of favorite covers from a bunch of creators. So like Dan Slott and a bunch of other people chime in and say like, oh, this one meant this to me. Oh, this was the first issue I read. Or, this is, it's just, it gives it some personality.
Yeah, I think, Dave, that when you said that made me want to go back and flip through because I thought it was just covers plus some editorial notes. But no, it's like each various creators and editors who've worked on it talk about their favorite FF cover. And that's kind of cool.
It is.
I like that. There is another What If. What if Captain America was awakened in 2099?
I didn't read this one, but I love the cover because it utilizes like X-Men 2099 characters. And I'm like, yes!
So this is an interesting... So it's written by Mark Guggenheim.
Okay.
And has art by Ron Lim, which unfortunately is a little dated.
I mean, he's
I guess
solid.
That's his 2099 bona fides.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is Cap has woken up in a world where the public eye or corporations have become the government.
Yeah,
corporations. They decided since they could they could use free speech, therefore they were people.
Yep,
and then they could run for president.
I mean,
Stark Fujikawa has been president for 9 years.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty messed up, but cool. Yep. But also, basically, it sounds like the 2099 future hurried to match the present.
Yes. And so this team that finds him, which includes Ravage.
Ravage is in it?
Ravage.
That's all you had to say. I'm in it.
He is the CEO of ECO, Echo.
Yeah. Garbage company.
Eco Central, yes. He is basically their Tony Stark. And their team includes Spider-Man, Ghost Rider 2099, 2 of the X-Men, so they're Wolverine and...
Speedster.
Yes. What's her...
I forget his name.
Yeah. It's in here. Oh, Cerebra and Skullfire. Very 90s names. At any rate, they are the Avengers of this world. And Cap, they're like, we need someone who can give a speech and who can rally the basically second American Revolution against this corporate controlled nightmare. It is surprisingly political.
Yeah.
And was a really fun. I think it's maybe my favorite of the What Ifs.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
I mean, that sounds like fun.
Nick, you should read it. You love the 2099 universe.
And I might actually read it just because I actually did read the only 2099 connection I had was in fact Ravage 2099.
Yeah.
And if he's in it, I have to read it.
There are no unreinforced garbage trucks in it.
I had that gold foil Ravage 2099 number 1.
Yep.
That was Stanley write that?
Stanley wrote that, and I'm trying to remember who the artist was.
Was it Tom Morgan?
No. But he was like one of these guys who was like the kind of guy who could have been a Valiant artist, kind of just straightforward, a little bit bland, but he did a good job.
I was looking to see who... Oh, Paul Ryan?
Yeah.
No.
I think that's right.
Okay, there's several. Paul Beckton, Paul Ryan, Gaspar, and Keith Willems listers. So I guess some of those guys are the letterers and the colorists.
Okay, yeah. Paul Ryan's
the artist, yeah. At any rate, Ravage 29 is it.
Bring it back. Where's my action figure, Marvel Legends? Where is it?
I mean,
I'm
they
shocked.
just released the Hulk 2099 figure.
It's time.
Yep.
It's time.
X-Men of Apocalypse Omega wraps up the story that Jeff Loeb has been doing of the X-Men of Apocalypse in our modern day.
Yep.
We haven't seen this yet, and it's kind of a bummer because I want to read it. There's a book coming out from Image called Chachu #1,
Yeah.
which is written by Iman Vellani, a.k.a. the woman who played Miss Marvel.
Yep.
And this is about...
Somewhat based on her own experiences, but kind of in a heightened suspense mode. She's I heard a Pakistani Canadian girl, like teenager.
Yes.
Who ends up doing almost like on a road trip with her uncle, her Chachu.
Yes.
That involves some kind of mystery, but I think she's maybe aspiring to go to Hollywood or something. So there's a little bit of her life in there. But yeah, it sounded like a cool kind of suspense story with a sort of interesting cultural stuff going on.
Death Vigil gets a relaunch. This is Seven Sedgwick's.
Sunstone Man. Yeah.
Yes, Seven Sedgwick's. You were assigned for it. It's like you sign up to be a Reaper, is what it sounds like.
Yes, it's like when you die, you can become it's almost like a superhero Reaper team, in the afterlife. But I'm already sort of blurring it because I have not read this before.
Okay.
But I know it's had a following for years.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like the TV show Dead Like Me.
Maybe so. But he's bringing it back. He's not done anything in this in a while, so
I'm sure it's got some of his trademark sexiness to it.
Oh, it's got it.
Oni Press has a book from Matt Kint, again prolific, and Brian Hurt, the artist who did Six Gun. This is called Fort Psycho, and I really like this first issue. So basically,
I forgot about this. I really.
So this starts off with sort of almost a G.I. Joe Cobra kind of thing. There's this organization has picked up. The Seven Seals is like they're in a building in Singapore, I think.
They're like seals, like sea air land.
No,
but it is meant to evoke that, right?
Is it? No.
Well, because it's a pun. The Seven Seals from the Bible. That's the apocalypse, and seal like SEAL Team 7.
Yeah,
like the badasses.
It doesn't show up in here that I saw.
Oh, I mean, aren't they called that?
They're called the Seven Seals.
Yeah. You know what SEAL Team 7 is?
Yes, I didn't. SEAL Team 6.
SEAL Team 6.
But I did not get any reference to SEALs in this. They're a Cobra-type bad guy.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I think it's just meant to evoke that kind of badass.
And there's a United Nations covertly mercenary group called SAW, Strategic Alliance Worldwide, that is very much their G.I. Joe team. But what this it starts with, the bad guys have sort of loaded this whole thing with explosives, and in taking out their Cobra commander, they basically kill an entire city. And so as a result, the team has to run away, and they're declared criminals. And this picks up at what was once their island fortress, and now is a prison for all of them. So they've all been rounded up by the governments for the war crimes they committed, and thrown in this jail. But there's a twist to it.
That's already been multiple twists.
And then there's another twist on top of that. So
because it sounds like the twist is, what if G.I. Joe was in like some kind of supermax prison?
But there's more to it.
More to it than that.
It doesn't shock me. I know Brian Hurt is a big G.I. Joe guy.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me that Matt Kint is also.
It's really good. I don't want to give away all the twists, but it's a really good. If any of that sounds interesting to you, worth a look. Also, it's got this super cool Dayglow cover.
Just know that he has revealed 6 twists. There are more.
There are more. So yeah, I really, this might be my pick of the week. I really like it.
Okay. I'm sad I didn't read it. I meant to.
We got Fright Night Witching Hour. Dave, I know that's one of your favorite vampire movies.
Yep. Although I didn't read that.
Me neither.
It's a great movie though.
Yes.
And the remake was great too.
Yep.
That's true. It's a rare case.
Masters of the Universe Genesis, which is a 12-issue miniseries focusing on various characters.
Yeah, you're gonna get sort of. I think they were meant to homage almost the Origin comics that used to come with the toys. So like I'm not clear if every issue is a different character or if like Skeletor or whatever might get a few issues. But anyway, it's a Spotlight Origin series for a bunch of the He-Man characters. A lot of people are kind of riding high on the energy from the movie or just kind of feeling that nostalgia. So it's a good time to check it out. I need more on Zodak, the unknown character.
Money Shot, which you may know is scientists having sex with aliens for funding.
Yep. Right.
This is
Tim
a
Seeley.
new miniseries, Tim Seeley and Patton Oswalt, actually.
Nice.
That's a good fit.
This one's Money Shot, the Fuck Offs, #1. Basically, some aliens have created a reality show that is a mix of sex and battle royale, and they recruit the Money Shot scientists to join their reality show.
The series has been running for years now.
Yep.
And the previous co-writer was a woman, so this was, although a naughty series, it was kind of equal opportunity naughty,
Yep.
and actually had some interesting thoughts and satire to say.
It's still that.
And it's like anarchic and naughty all at the same time.
Yep.
But it's like, it's kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know.
Seeley's a good writer.
Yeah.
We got a book from Mad Cave called The Omega Book. I did not look up anything on this. Dave, have you done a sign or know anything?
I don't think I have.
Okay. So it has a cool virtual reality looking cover. Really nice looking painty art. But I actually don't know the premise of this one. Again, ran out of time this week.
Yeah.
There's also a book from Zach Kaplan, who has done several things at Dark Horse. He did Kill All Immortals and a couple other things. He's definitely making his name. Doing a lot of sort of sci-fi books. This is called The Smart Division, which he has pitched as sort of X-Files meets... Oh, man, I want to say it's like one of the serial killer shows.
Okay.
But it's...
Criminal Minds?
Maybe so. I don't know. He had a good pitch for it. I don't remember what it is. Again, didn't have time for it this week.
No, there's a lot.
We got Vampirella versus Red Sonja, Red City. That's
pretty
what that is.
self-explanatory.
Yep. And then we got second printings of Avengers Armageddon #1, which does come with a card.
Yep.
We still have #2, so we have both of those. We got a second printing of Do a Powerbomb Black and White, which sold out really fast last time. We have a reprint of Clive Barker's Pinhead.
This is from Marvel's Epic line when they had it. So it's a very kind of crazy 90s version of Take on Hellraiser.
Yep.
But if you're a horror fiend or just want like this kind of wild artifact, you should probably pick that up.
If Pinhead intrigues you,
Yeah.
you should read it.
And they're gonna do a series of one-shots with all the various Hellraiser stuff again. Power Rangers Green. This is a alt future book. I think the guy comes back from a world where the Power Rangers have been defeated, and he basically has to like come back in time and prevent that from happening, I think.
Okay. I like a time travel story.
We have I'm not even sure we'll have this on the shelf. We may or may not. Realligator. Did you read Realligator?
I did. I liked Realligator. This is a comic that has this very underground art vibe, but it's actually very beautiful. Like, it also kind of looks like it's almost that weird thing of like, when you see old 30s cartoons, but it's more underground than that. It's, Robert Crumb and stuff like that. Yep. But it is a pretty simple story in a way of some
silent,
hunters who kill a big alligator. But this little bird that starts chirping over its dead body after they behead it. And I think it's maybe meant to be back in like the 30s, like when they were exploring like the pyramids and stuff like that too. It like activates this pyramid in the distance because I'm guessing what's the crocodile god or alligator god? Anyway, it resurrects it. It resurrects the headless alligator, and it goes on a rampage of revenge. And a few interesting twists happen, but largely this is a visual story about a resurrected alligator's revenge on the people who killed it.
I'm into it.
Not Reanimator, but Realligator.
Love
it. That's right.
Other stuff this week, Batman #12, which introduces Verity Pennyworth.
Yep.
A new character. You'll get a lot of insight into her in this one.
Yep.
She's a cool character. I like her.
Yep. Civil War Unmasked #4, I mentioned. Again, this is one of my favorite books. Christos Gage can do no wrong for me. This is a focus on what Tigra's role was as a sort of triple agent during the Civil War.
This is probably my favorite book of the week this week.
It's dark.
Worth noting that Amazing Spider-Man has an issue, given that Spider-Man is pretty big this week.
It's true.
Looks like he's fighting Electro. Captain America, part 3 of the story with Cap and Doom versus Mephisto in Hell. Really enjoying that. Iron Man #8, which features the return of Whiplash.
This is a good issue.
It was. Moon Knight #7, which is more of the Midnight Sun story. Anything else single issues you guys have?
You missed my favorite
Which
book
is?
of Masked,
Oh, right,
#3.
I don't have a copy because we didn't get it yet. I did get a chance to read it.
By the time you're hearing this, hopefully we
do have
we
it.
believe all of the stuff will be out on the shelf.
It's currently here.
But for reading purposes, we just had like one copy.
Yeah.
Dan Waters killed it.
We did all read it. I did really like that.
In
Yes.
this issue.
The mask is really good this week.
This is the action-packed follow-up to last month's issue where 2 mask members seemingly got killed, and it sort of deals with the fallout of that.
Yep.
Some interesting reveals.
Yep.
The big bad guy, Miles Mayhem, going toe-to-toe with Matt Tracker.
Yeah, this is early for them to have that throwdown.
I love how unhinged Matt is.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
He's just like, screw this, man.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Nick, he reminds me of occasionally when we're playing a role-playing game and you're like, I need some action.
Yeah.
It reminded me of a Nick move. But yes, that was actually one of my favorite reads of
and
it.
was really
has
good.
one hell of a cliffhanger.
There's a big thing. There's a big thing.
We also have a bunch of graphic novels. We have the Alphabet of Oddities. Dave, you and I saw this. It looks kind of cool. It's like a little...
I think it's a tribute to like Edward Gorey's macabre alphabet. So if you want to think like sort of old school Addams Family alphabet kind of book, but like for the present,
it's a cool like pretty looking book.
Yeah.
Batman Static Beyond gets collected. DC Finest Justice League of America Crisis on Earth X. That is the freedom fighters versus the Nazi world.
Is this new or old stuff?
Old stuff.
Okay, yeah. By the way, somebody already called to hold one of those Static Batman Beyond things. Okay. I feel like there's some energy going on with Static right now.
Yeah, well, he's joining the Teen Titans. They're about to launch a book. We may or may not be talking about that this week.
Yep.
DCKO gets collected this week. There's the softcover, hardcover of the main book, plus the All Fight, which is the 8 or 12. I think it was 8 issues of the various fights.
Right.
And then Battle Royale, which reprints all the one-shots.
Yep. I didn't read all the side stories, but, even given that I'm not a big crossover guy, I was actually pretty happy with this one, written by Scott Snyder. A very over-the-top, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat basically meets DC.
Yep.
But with so many twists and turns that it was never just the obvious... who will win in this fight? There was actually there was more going on. It had a brain to it.
Yeah, I really wound up liking it.
Well, at the same time, embracing a lot of some fun, dumb fight stuff.
Yeah,
I think the best issue in a way was maybe the second issue with the massive scavenger hunt.
Yeah, that was
great. So cool.
Yeah,
anyway.
Worth it.
Gail Simone's Birds of Prey gets a second volume omnibus. Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor's Power Girl gets a big omnibus.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not always in love with what Jimmy Palmiotti does.
This was their best stuff.
This was them working together and working really strongly on a character that they both love. And you could tell that through that.
Yeah. Some of Amanda Connor's best art.
Yes.
The soft cover of Carl's Doomsday Scenario, Dungeon Crawler Carl Volume 2.
Yep.
Nectar Volume 1, which is the sort of weird horror book from Vault.
Yep.
Nova Centurion, the 6-issue miniseries that... 6-issue? 5-issue? Whatever it was.
Yeah. If you liked it was following the Marvel Cosmic thing, what was it, Imperial?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was, but basically, if you're a Nova fan, you've probably been sticking through thick and thin with him over the years. And this was another good series.
It really was.
Like, it's good stuff.
Jed McKay.
Yeah, just go ahead and dive in. Don't hesitate. Just pick it up.
TMNT Shredder Volume 1, for those who want to see Daddy Shredder.
Yeah. Which y'all told me was I only read 1 or 2 issues, but it sounded like it was a good story.
It was
and
good.
Everything. Yeah.
It's still going, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The D&D Animated Adventures Library Edition is a big hardcover of the animated series D&D.
Yeah, all the one-shots and miniseries that they've been doing lately.
And we have a series called The My First Mighty Marvel. These are board books.
Oh,
so you can give them to little kids. There's an Avengers one, a Cap one, Fantastic Four, and Incredible Hulk are all collected.
It's cool.
That is not everything, by the way. It's a giant trade week, but that's a pretty good overview of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take a break, and then if all works as planned, we're going to come back and talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day and the Odyssey. All right, so nothing has happened. We had a brief break, and then we came back to talk about a podcast. We certainly didn't stop, go count out all the DC and Image, run it for subscribers, come back, and then pick up where we left off.
That's right.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Nothing has changed other than we have now shorn ourselves of our ZZ Top beards.
Right.
Just like the one member that may or may not exist.
If you're watching, then you've seen the beards go away, and that's weird for you.
Yes.
But if you're just listening, everything is normal. Don't panic.
I think people are watching maybe Truman Show style on a little closed circuit TV thing.
Yeah, I think so.
No, thank you.
Because our adventures are so interesting.
They are. They're fascinating.
Yeah.
Nothing more exciting than watching 3 men sit in an office around
Look
a
at their
table.
freak faces.
All right. We have I have a feeling
That's
we're
a
not going to
direct
get a
quote
chance.
from Russell.
We're not going to get a chance to get to a lot of the news this week, but we did want to make sure and talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day and the Odyssey.
Yep.
So this is your spoiler warning for Spider-Man Brand New Day and the Odyssey, which is we call the Tom Holland Palooza, or maybe Tom Holland and John Bernthal Palooza.
Yep. Or maybe Tom Holland, John Bernthal, and Zendaya Palooza.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Oh my God, is Ned somehow in the Odyssey?
Yes.
Is he like serving fruit at the suitors' ball?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Odyssey first. And then
Odyssey first?
And then we can do...
Okay, you guys have fun with that.
Oh, did
I
you
have not seen the Odyssey.
Oh, I thought you saw the Odyssey.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I told Randy a little bit about the Odyssey, but it's not high on his list.
I don't know that I mean, I kind of want to see it in the theater if I'm going to see it, but I also am not a big Nolan fan.
Right.
I suspect that I will enjoy it and then immediately forget it, as I did with most of the movies of Dunkirk and all those. And also, I really feel like it's best appreciated watching on an iPhone. And so I'm going to wait till it's streaming on iPhone so I can watch it.
I mean, I watch X-Men 97 on my phone every
That's
week.
messed up, Nick. It's messed up. We're not talking about the Odyssey here, Nick.
Are you trying to iPhone it just to anger Nolan?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I wasn't sure.
I don't think Nolan would care.
No, he wouldn't care. I'm actually just doing it to piss off David Lynch. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch it on TV probably.
But here's the thing. I think Dave and I are on two separate sides.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
So one of
You
you's the Trojans and the other one's
the Greeks.
the Greeks.
You semi-enjoyed it?
Well, let's quick cut to this. What was your letterboxed review? How many stars?
I gave it 4 stars.
I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah.
I
Those are both solid.
originally gave it 2.5. Then I dwelt upon it and I was like, you know what? 3.
Dave, this had the effect for you that Firestorm does. You're like, I'm not sure if I like it, but it compels me.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Well, it kind of is, but it sticks with you.
It does. So, Randy, this is the interesting thing is like I do think it is it has thematics and story that are interesting to talk about because it is a little bit more than just an adventure.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Nolan never makes. I'm not going to say he's boring. He can bore me a little bit, but he is an interesting filmmaker.
Right.
Who has a lot of talent. I understand why people like it.
Weirdly, even though Tenet is my most hated, I will say I don't think I was like bored watching it. I think I was confused. I raised my eyebrow, but like it was interesting enough.
I will say that he sees a movie in his head and he's like, I'm going to do it no matter what. I will figure out how to do it the way I want it to be. And then he comes up with random shit and does like, this one has puppetry and utilizes like very low level CGI. There's CGI there, but there is a ton of practical effects.
There was no point where I said this is clearly CG of anything in this. So, but let's just say, like people probably, if you might have read this in junior high or high school, or just have a sense of it.
It's Homer's Odyssey.
It's Homer's Odyssey. Yeah. But he does do his kind of unusual structure thing.
Yes.
Which is to say it's told in a series, although there's a point where, well, you know what? Yeah, there's the present time sort of on the island where Odysseus' wife and his son are under pretty serious duress from these suitors.
How do you say it? Is it Telemachus?
Telemachus. Yeah, or at least that's how they were saying it in the movie, so I'll roll with it.
Yeah, that works.
They are dealing heavily with the suitors who are kind of eating him out of house and home.
Yep.
But also, it's hard to kind of run things on the island, and they're really hoping there's for the slim chance that Odysseus is still alive, because there's also this fear that kind of recurs throughout the movie of the sea people, people from the sea, which are these raiders that have been hitting the coasts, and they're like, we need him back before that happens, because only Odysseus could take it on. And then the course of the movie, they talk to people. And there's flashbacks to those people are like, well, I heard he was seen here or whatever, and you will see a flashback to it. Yep. And I think sometimes there might even be some flashbacks within flashbacks.
There are. It's
never confusing.
No, it's a little like what he did with Dunkirk. Dunkirk, there is a moment where you flash I
haven't seen that, so yeah.
Into another point of the battle, and you're kind of like, what's going on? Right. So it felt a little more disjointed, where this one felt fluid and kind of just, you kind of rolled.
It feels pretty organic, and in the end it does build to something. There's like a sort of thesis that it kind of like his movies sometimes, whether it's Inception or Interstellar or Memento, where you sense that it's kind of building towards its last 20 minutes to make sure it hits hard.
And I feel like he's perfected that, because a lot of the movies you just rolled off,
Mhm.
while I find interesting things in them,
Mhm.
I feel like for me falls apart towards the end.
Mm.
I don't like the end of Inception. It's dumb.
Right.
I don't care about the spinning top. I just want to be told that the good guys win.
But no, Nick, that is central to its theme, is that he has gotten past the point of
Where he doesn't
needing.
even
He doesn't
matter.
need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked the concept. I know you can even view
But there
this
is
ending
there
as
is a
little bit of
conception. There is like a. That is to say, the ending of this is clear cut.
Yeah.
Although I believe the
I think
fact that
people
so
can-
much of it is sort of told through stories means that you can, if you want, do sort of the deeper dive of like, did all of this happen the way it was described? But
I
yes,
choose to believe that is a.
there is
that
a
we're
sort
getting.
of up-tempo ending, which I know you liked.
Yep.
I generally liked too, and I've been thinking about the ending a lot because it is something that doesn't happen in the book.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't want to be so spoilery that we say what it is. That's one thing people should go ahead and say for themselves.
I mean, I thought I was entertained throughout. I thought,
I was, but there's a big asterisk.
what is your asterisk?
It didn't raise my pulse.
And I think, I remember talking to you about this.
Mhm.
It's because of the music.
I think that's true. I've watched some behind the scenes stuff and analysis, and one of the things is that Nolan didn't want to do a traditional, what they call a romantic score, which if you want to just think of any John Williams score, that's a romantic score where it kind of, in other words, it's kind of telling you what to feel.
Yeah, it's
feel
kind
sad,
it's
feel
like
excited.
plucking your emotions.
Yeah,
vibes, like,
Spielberg does it all the time,
100%.
and John Williams is great at it. Whereas he kind of Nolan deals more in mood and sort of the ambient soundscapes. If you think of like
What is this
Batman, the Batman series with music by
is it
Zimmer.
oh yes,
Yeah.
Is Zimmer in doing this one as well?
I think it might be somebody different.
Because I know in this one they utilized like instruments from that time period.
That's right.
So it
which
feels-
is funny because it's from loosely that time period, but even in ancient Greece, this was an ancient myth.
right.
So, and yeah, just to quick get it out of the way, fuck you if you were worried about the colorblind casting or whatever,
Yeah.
which is actually all very intentionally done. And I will say that stylistically, this is a movie it's a stylized movie.
Yeah.
Although there's parts of it that feel kind of grounded and authentic, it uses armor that looks stylish and like kind of not realistic.
Right. I mean, what's his name's?
It has that sort of Vaderish sculpt.
Yeah.
Agamemnon's
Agamemnon's
his helmet. He's like this
He's a
presence who
presence,
looms
yeah.
over it, as kind of a sort of a warmonger.
Yep.
And
does a horrifying thing,
he's a hyper ambitious person, and
and he pays for it.
he pays for it. Yeah, he does. He does. Nolan has talked about the fact that he wanted the opening sort of and framing a few sequences is a bard who's played by a rapper. I forget who it was.
Travis.
Wasn't somebody I was really aware of, but
He's good.
His specific reason was because he felt that the Odyssey built up itself originally out of an oral storytelling tradition before Homer became the guy who wrote it down, and he felt that rappers represented the lineage of an oral storytelling. That was the closest that we had right now. And I thought that guy, although his role is small, most of the people that y'all are panicked over or whatever, if you were freaking out over Lupita Nyong'o or whatever, most of them have scenes that are somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes long, if that.
I thought Hamish Patel did an amazing job as Odysseus' best friend in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
He was great. I thought Bernthal, as always, does a really good job of playing John Bernthal.
Very himself.
Did y'all see the meme of like Bernthal that like he flipped his hair between Odyssey and Spider-Man?
No.
So in Odyssey he's bald with a beard.
Yeah.
In Punisher he's got the big spiky hair in Spider-Man. So
I did not see this.
But here's the thing. I love John Bernthal. I'll watch pretty much anything he does because he's very entertaining. He commits.
Well,
He
I
does.
remember way back when, although I didn't see The Last Temptation of Christ when it came out, this is a Martin Scorsese movie set in, it's meant to have a realistic feel to it. But he cast all of the dudes he knew from his like tough guy movies.
Yeah.
It had like Harvey Keitel and stuff in it.
Willem Dafoe.
Harvey Keitel is Judas in it, and he's talking like almost like one of his New York gangsters or whatever.
If that movie was made now with the same vibe,
they would still freak out.
people would be like, what the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, there were actual full-on scale
there
church
were.
protests of this movie. But anyway, but yes, this is a movie that is like not trying to make you think, oh, this is exactly how maybe the myth could have formed. Now, this is a story that is meant to take that myth and tell something that is important to us right now. And I thought that Nolan has actually did a very good job at that. It's one thing where I can say, like, I wasn't always super into the movie. I sometimes found Matt Damon a bit bland. Even I think like talented actress like Anne Hathaway and some of those people, I just feel like the script wasn't exactly like strong, with some exceptions.
I think Odysseus is kind of a bland character.
No, he's a lively trickster.
I mean, I guess.
Except that in this, he feels more like a person who is like a sort of a hollow man who's dealing with some PTSD.
And put upon, like, the world is on his shoulders in a lot of ways.
Yeah. But he makes some bad calls here and there, which is also, I'll say this is like, even though he is not quite the, like maybe the grinning trickster that people might imagine of the, an egotistical grinning trickster of the original lore, he's... there
are aspects of that.
There are aspects of that, and also the original Odysseus, like, also does all sorts of awful things. I believe when he gets back to Ithaca in a scene that is not in any version I've ever seen, he immediately like goes and like raids some nearby provinces because he's like, oh, we're low on funds. Let's go sack some places. This is a movie that's about sort of consequences.
Yeah.
And it's you're going to hear the phrase Zeus's law brought up a number of times. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of their version of a sort of golden rule, which it was represented in the original story as, I think they call it Xenia.
I think Nolan took it to a bigger level.
Right. He made it his centerpiece. Yeah. But the idea was that because the gods could incarnate as humans, that even if, there's like some beggar or something you treat shabbily or some house guest of yours, that could be Zeus in disguise, and so you should always live as if that person is Zeus.
My wife was very sad about Matt Damon's dog.
Man, I thought he was going to get a sort of happier ending.
Yeah. I think Robert Pattinson did an amazing job of me wanting to strangle him for 3 hours.
I keep seeing these memes that are showing him, and he has an old school sleazeball villain. Like everything he says is just like Joffrey.
The final scene with him, I died in the theater. And I think
it is
people
kind of
looked at me
funny.
like I was just like, this is humorous.
I think inadvertently multiple people have found bits of that scene sort of inadvertently funny. But there's a bit that I keep seeing people show, and like somebody was posting this to say what a good bit of acting, but he's conveying sort of multiple things like at the same time. But that bit where he's like, "Can someone get these beggars out of here?" Yes. And the way his face contorts when he says that is so good. My little favorite role, as I've mentioned in the past, was John Leguizamo.
He did a great job.
He's I keep saying that he's a little bit like the Odysseus's Alfred, the faithful retainer. He does not have the role Alfred has to play. He is not like a key part of this, but he is the loyal guy who is kind of one of the few people to sort of recognize him. And also, I just thought John Leguizamo was just chewing the scenery up quietly.
Yeah.
He's not like a big, larger-than-life character, but like every scene he was in, I really liked.
And my standout was Elliot Page.
Yeah, who has an interesting role. This is an original character to the story, not Achilles, like everybody was freaking out about, but one of his
not
stories.
An original character. Like that is a character from Greek myth, just not in.
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
I don't think it is.
Or
no,
from Dante's Inferno, maybe?
No.
I thought this was a character that existed somewhere that I saw.
I mean,
no.
I didn't.
Okay, I could be wrong.
So here's what you might have heard or might have heard conflated. This is an original character that is one of just Odysseus's men.
Yeah. Well, it was a child that.
Yeah, there's a background sequence, and you find out how they came to be where they are, why they hold some bitterness towards Odysseus.
Sinon shows up in Virgil's Roman epic, the Aeneid.
The Aeneid.
Okay.
That's interesting. But yeah, has a specific role in this, and also kind of, I believe, does take the role that Achilles takes in it, because it's during the sequence where he goes to hell, which happens in a sort of different way in the movie, but it does feature him communing with the dead, which includes this person at this point.
I thought Elliot Page did an amazing
job. And yeah, there's a through line to that story.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool. I think he does great.
Cyclops was very visually amazing. I at no point was like, well, I definitely never thought it was CG. but I couldn't quite tell what it was. I'm like, is that a person? Is that some sort of very realistic looking puppet? It mostly looked real.
Yeah. I think it is a little, film trickery, but with a 20-foot puppet as well.
It's hard for me to believe that almost any of those scenes I saw were a puppet. It always looked like somehow real. But I've heard that too.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a lot of TikToks about behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. It's really cool.
It is overall like this is not like a Clash of the Titans movie, right? This is not like an adventuresome movie. Definitely. But
Randy, you should see it because I think experiencing on the big screen is the best to see it. I don't think you need to do the IMAX or anything crazy.
No, I'm going to watch it on my phone.
I'm
not actually going to watch it on my phone.
We haven't even mentioned, and I don't think we need to veer off into it, but like Charlize Theron as Calypso, or a lot of people were really liking the sequence with Cersei, which has a sort of disturbing element, which I don't want to reveal too much of.
That actress, Samantha Morton, she's amazing.
Okay, so I don't really know her, but she really made the most with her scene.
She did.
So I still, to me, it's sort of, as I'm watching, I was never less than interested, but I also kind of found it sort of flat in the same way I find a lot of his movies sort of flat. So that's why it's 3 stars for me.
4 stars for me because
4 stars for Nick.
I bought into. I went in with very low expectations because I was like, I don't remember the last Nolan movie I saw on the big screen. I think it may have been like Inception.
Okay.
You didn't see Dunkirk?
No, I didn't see Dunkirk.
It's weird that I saw Dunkirk and you didn't see Dunkirk.
I know.
I had the misfortune to see Tenet.
I didn't see Tenet. I saw that at home. I weirdly think in his past movies, I saw Oppenheimer at home.
I saw Oppenheimer on the big screen.
I think he does great scenes.
Yeah.
He does great scenes. Sometimes there's not the through line. And this one, I felt like there was a through line. That I definitely really was.
I mean, that's kind of the thing I like maybe most about it. Because I've been reading, watching all these reviews and analysis. It's a movie that fascinates me, even if it isn't a favorite.
Yeah.
So I would still recommend it to people. And I think it's cool. Even the people who there are some people who hate it. The lady whose translation sort of inspired Nolan. She just went off on it.
I saw that.
And I thought kind of unfavorable. I didn't think she was actually fair to it. It's weird to find myself defending it.
Neither did Joyce Carol Oates, famed author.
I saw that. But I'm interested. It's pretty wild that this story from thousands of years ago has created a new dialogue about what it means, what's important to us.
It's still relevant.
Yeah. And what speaks to us now. So, but speaking of things that speak to us now, in our nerd community, there's one movie that must speak to us.
Let's take a quick break.
Oh, okay.
So we can actually have a break so people can know Odyssey, then Spider-Man.
Okay.
All right. So yes, this is our spoiler berry for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yep. I think we would all say great.
Yes.
And go see it without knowing as little as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, if you unless you're a person who just doesn't care about spoilers at all, please stop listening if you have not seen it.
Right. And if you do, you're wrong. You enjoy it more if you didn't know.
Yeah. Even the big spoiler for it that is probably leaked to some people by now because people are being very loose-lipped and assholes.
Yep.
The exact way it plays out is still going to throw you a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
So this for me was a 5-star with a heart.
This is my favorite movie of the year. I thought nothing was going to top the Weird movie, Project Hail Mary.
Oh,
I thought Project Hail Mary was my favorite movie of the year. No problem. Nope. This one, I liked it more.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite movie of the year too. Yeah. And it's I think 5 stars where Project Hail Mary is a 4.5 anyway.
Interesting. I gave both 5 stars and heart, but this one has a heart and a little extra googly eyes.
By the way, if people don't know what we're talking about, it's the Letterboxd app.
Yeah.
You can give 1 to 5 stars, and you can also choose to put a little heart on it.
Yep.
Say you're oh, well, this is only a 2.5 star movie,
but I like it.
But I really like it.
I think there's a reason it gets the heart for me. It's 5 stars because it's a fantastic movie that does an amazing job across the board, but the heart is this is a Marvel movie.
It is a Marvel movie.
And it's a Marvel Universe movie. And I loved how they integrated elements of not just Spider-Man, but other things as well. But also, we get this vibe that there are a bunch of villains around.
Yeah.
We get Tarantula. Yeah. We got the Fantastic Four kind of, here are all the villains they fought. And it's Spider-Man, and it's okay, so people are robbing banks. They're doing cool
Yeah.
stuff all around.
Yep.
And Spider-Man's, they're stopping it.
Yeah.
And other
and
heroes
also
aren't.
Punisher, Hulk, the Hand.
And we can go
there's-
ahead and say it.
And Jean Grey.
Yes, Jean Grey in a very unexpected role. But let's just quick say, premise-wise, this picks up and then spans a kind of a long period of time in a montage sort of sequence.
Yep, 4 years.
It spans 4 years of essentially the college life
Yeah.
of Peter Parker as he experiences some pretty deep depths of loneliness because he has spent all that time staying away from his bestie Ned and his other bestie and love interest MJ.
But also, his aunt has died.
Yes,
Tony has died.
right.
Nobody remembers him because the spell he had to cast,
Right.
or the Doctor Strange had to cast. And so, yeah, he knows no one. Apparently, he got to know Frank Castle during this point. But
Yeah.
He's also, I mean, Jen DeWolf.
he knows
Right.
Captain Jane DeWolf, but she doesn't know. She knows him as Spider-Man.
Right.
Which, by the way, before we get too deep into all this, I want to say how much this calls out the comics. The video game is definitely an influence on this. The way he talks to Jean DeWolf is very much the way he talks with Yuri Watanabe
Okay.
in the video games. There's some of the fight scenes in that early spot. Jeanette, our staffer Jeanette and I both play that game, and we were noticing like there are visual call outs, there are story call outs. The Spider-Man game, which is one of the best Spider-Man stories ever done, was nodded to in this movie as well.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
I also think it's really cool that basically they didn't tell us what was going on in the trailers. Like,
Oh yeah.
so all like Boomerang and Tarantula and
Even that
Tombstone.
some of the
Tombstone.
glimpses of the hand,
Yeah.
that all sort of occurs in the first 10 to 15 minutes.
as does we open with the Punisher chase and the tank that we saw. Like almost everything that was in the trailer is in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
and then you're like, well, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then you know what? You're never going to know
Yeah.
while you're watching this.
Yeah.
It is very unpredictable.
it is.
But what I wanted to say about that opening like 15 minutes is that it kind of shows in an interesting way how it's not like his life is just a hellscape.
No.
He's doing good. We
Yeah.
see he's actually taking down a lot of crime. New Yorkers are rallying behind him.
Yeah, he's beloved.
He's beloved, and he's got even sort of a partner in Jean DeWolf, but it's definitely a long distance
Yeah.
ally in crime fighting. But
Yeah.
that's all.
Yep.
But it kind of shows you how people will run on momentum through their loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
They'll living for the job, living for and all that stuff.
As Spider-Man, he's doing great.
And
Yeah.
Spider-Man is doing great. As Peter Parker's doing shit.
Yeah.
Because he's alone. He has no...
And you know what I liked is it's just how like they let some of those scenes breathe.
Mhm.
And so you really felt it. And then sort of a particular series of crimes sort of pull him in.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody. Well, how would you say kicking it off?
Well, it's the tank thing that's like an attack on damage control.
Right, damage
And it-
control is getting multiple attacks.
It turns out that someone has been possessing people and attacking damage control.
Yep.
right, and he
Looking for
sees this, and
something.
it's very beautifully represented on the screen, so you would never have any question as to how the power works.
Yep.
That there is some entity that is able to jump from body to body, and they use the exact mechanics of it in kind of interesting ways,
Mm-hmm.
which we will later learn is Jean Grey.
By the way, I don't know about you guys. I'd heard that rumor early on that Sadie Sink was playing
Yeah.
Jean Grey.
Yeah.
And I wrote it off. I was like, this is just dumb internet speculation.
Yeah.
So when it actually happened, I actually said holy shit out loud. Like I was like, holy shit, it's actually
Yeah. Because, well, you know what I thought? Because Damage Control, who, how would you describe them in these movies? They're supposed to clean up superhero stuff,
they're
but
the
they have
slightly corrupt shield replacements.
Yeah.
right. They have a bigger sort of plan as well.
They're a U.S. government plus Stark creation to sort of like be the follow up to superhero
But
things,
are now corrupted.
they've been corrupted from the beginning.
But we, or at least certainly New Yorkers and Spider-Man, do not know that.
Nope.
Correct.
Nope.
And they're headed up by the great actor,
Tremel Tillman.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, who is really good in this, kind of reprising his energy from
A little bit.
Severance,
From
which is to
Severance.
say,
Yeah.
he's got a sort of warmish exterior that's hiding something.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, we get a hint at that at the very beginning because he's like, yeah, we took the hand ninjas. They work for damage control now. And we're like, wait a minute.
right,
Like,
well, that
there
was
was a strong hint that something's going
Yeah.
on.
right. But Peter, to some degree, can't see the forest for the trees at that point. And so he ends up sort of squaring off against this really seemingly quite malevolent entity. But you will find is a very driven Jean. By the way, I thought when he said so, when he goes to talk about it with Dr. Banner, and Banner says something like, "Oh, you could if you use some of the techniques I use to control the Hulk, if you were to use this on something else," because he doesn't know that's Peter.
Right.
He just thinks this is a very bright kid who knows more than he expects.
Yeah.
He's like, you could use this to suppress powers, like that people are not asking you to, like without consent, essentially. And I was like, well, that sounds like mutant control stuff. And I'm like, oh, I bet that's how Jean's going to tie in at some point. And I was like, oh, what if this is Proteus, who famously hops bodies in there? And I was like, Proteus has found out about this and is trying to kill their asses before it happens. And he's just much more dangerous than any X-Men. No, it was the X-Men.
Yeah.
I like that Peter has inadvertently created the mutant collars.
That Peter creates the inhibitor colors. Yeah. Which is interesting. By the way, the use of the Hulk in this
is great.
So good. Like, they've done so much with the Hulk since having Mark Ruffalo in, whether you look at She-Hulk, you look at the Avengers, but him being like Smart Hulk and them putting past Smart Hulk into Savage Hulk again, I really like that.
I do think some people are going to be like, there's definitely Savage Hulk fans have been like, when is he going to Savage Hulk again?
Well, he's Savage Hulk
now.
again.
I think they want him to Savage Hulk and like beat up every villain in the universe. Yeah. And instead he's Savage Hulks and fights Spider-Man.
He's dangerous and he gets put away. Yeah. I mean, poor Jean Grey really screwed over poor Bruce Banner.
He did. And you know what I love about this is that a lot of times when people are rebuilding the X-Men or doing a new cartoon, the thought is generally, are we going to center Cyclops? Or are we going to center Wolverine? Oh, which one is it going to be? Well, this time it's Jean, and in such a way that she might as well be like Magneto in this, is how evil she seems until you do understand, and we don't need to go into the depths of that, but why she's doing what she's doing. I saw some people on message threads and stuff saying, oh, what a waste this was for a Spider-Man movie, using, villains, from other Marvel's series. They could have done so much with him. Oh, he has all these great villains. And he has lots of great villains, but I would so much rather have, instead of, a good, even Venom story or whatever, a story where I just don't know where it's headed.
Yeah, this is so unpredictable.
Correct me if I'm wrong. In Ultimate X-Men, the original, or the Ultimate Spider-Man when Bendis was writing, didn't Jean Grey first show up in Spider-Man?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yes. She was a teenager in his high school.
Yes.
So this is a nod to the Ultimate Spider-Man a little bit.
Interesting.
Also, this is we talked about this after we got out of this. Like, did not expect to go to a Spider-Man movie to make me cry this much. The character stuff between Ned and MJ and Peter was so good.
You know what's interesting is that we talked about this during lunch a little bit. Like, in a lot of ways, this movie pays off all its emotional beats.
Yeah.
And things very much kind of come full circle, but in a really organic way. Stuff that was happening earlier, you're like, oh, this was a good scene, but I'm not quite sure why it's here. Everything pays off.
Yep.
And there are many, many moments that will tug at your heartstrings.
Also, this is the best Punisher I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the other thing, and especially it's sort of I did not know, I kind of had not been paying attention to the trailers or any of the hype on this. I sort of thought that the Punisher might just guest star.
Same. I thought it might be a little cameo.
It might be that.
But he is crucial to the emotional story.
He is maybe the most, the major, maybe even bigger than Bruce's thing, although Bruce has a huge role.
Yeah, but he's the cautionary example. He's telling Peter, you don't want to be like me.
Right. I thought it was very interesting that it's kind of clear, I think, when he sees Pete and MJ, that what can he help but think about, but maybe his family or when he and his wife were in love and stuff like that. He, and this is so I haven't really watched the TV shows, but at least it's portrayed here. This is a Punisher who's a little bit more kind of damaged but able to, that it shows more.
Yeah.
The comic, a lot of times, he's just buried it so deep, he's just a kill machine.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like...
And I kind of liked seeing him with a little bit more wearing his damage on his sleeve.
Yeah.
It feels like Peter has kind of humanized him a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a running gag for a story we haven't seen, I think, where over whether or not he saved the Punisher's butt on Staten Island.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of comes up a few times.
Yep. Also, can we talk about how good Zendaya is as MJ? I love Mary Jane in the comics. I think she's a great character. But her MJ, who's a little bit conspiracy theorist, very smart.
Yeah.
Right.
Is able to like handle all the weirdness of Peter's life, is able to talk to the Punisher and like bond with him.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, she's great.
At some point, what is it? She finds out something like, you saying somebody took me over and nearly killed somebody? She's like, that's terrible, but kind of cool, too.
Yeah.
It's that kind of true crime side of her.
Yeah.
There was some scenes that really needed to come off between like her and Peter and Ned and Peter and stuff like that.
Yep.
And frankly, Frank and Peter as well. And they all it's all like knocked out of the park.
Yeah, it's really great. The fight with him in the hand,
jeez,
where he goes like
Super cool.
Super Saiyan, as people have said.
I think all of the fight sequences are so well choreographed.
They were.
They didn't feel staged. They felt like actual fluid movement. But easy to read.
Also, by the way, I was a little nervous about them invoking Spidey the Other.
This is the storyline where Spider-Man briefly in the early 2000s got like, there was some magical shit going down. He got the organic webs shooters, and stuff. And so they were calling on that, but they did not do the magic stuff.
No, and also they didn't. The organic web shooters was shown as basically a problem. He's like, I'm used to using my web shooters. I don't want organic web shooters.
But it all fell back onto the story of him being like a singular person.
Yeah.
It was like that was what was changing him. It was kind of losing who he was, losing Peter.
Yeah.
He was just becoming the
This
Spider.
is interesting. Yeah. This is Marvel, I think, stories at their best, where they're like, I know this is a story about a guy who has weird web spinnerets growing on his body and all that, but who can't in some way relate to this story of losing yourself, of burying yourself in your job or whatever.
Yeah.
And the I gotta say though, like there are sequences when he does kind of control it or wield it, and he gets to it's like you got a level like 3 levels up in like an Arkham game or a Spider-Man game where you're like, yes, I'm gonna unlock this move and this move and this move, and he's pretty badass.
Like I say, when he's doing the web swinging and then some of the web stuff, the web grenades, that is all stuff that comes right out of the video game.
Yeah. I like kind of when they somewhat expand his arsenal of cool stuff he can do.
Yep.
I will say, I'd be remiss to not mention Daniel Destin Cretton, who directed
the director of this. Yeah,
he did it.
He also did Wonder Man. He also did Shang-Chi.
Oh, he did Wonder Man too.
Yeah,
he did.
Man, so I like all of those, but Shang-Chi was not quite like, I didn't say like, oh, this guy's destined for greatness. I thought it was good, very good. Even.
Destined Creighton for greatness.
He does characters,
but I loved Wonder Man and I loved this.
He does characters
Shang-Chi.
well. He does character moments well, the interactions well, and he keeps doing that. And
you know what I kind of liked is that it's sort of Marvel somewhat, like among people who are more critical, will say that the humor in it, sometimes they do that thing where they undercut the seriousness. Like somebody will be talking about something serious and then somebody's got to, Rocket Raccoon's got to say some dumb shit and undercut it. And obviously part of that is the charm, but I do agree sometimes that they don't let the sort of the drama sit. And I felt like he really did in this one.
He did.
There was actually tons of funny stuff in it. Like I was laughing throughout, but the serious stuff I just felt like had more weight. It reminded me of like the sort of the moments in the previous one, which was so good. What is it? No Way
Home.
And this, at the very least, I do think matches.
I was shocked. I honestly
might better it, but at least matches.
Based on the trailers, based on what the story was doing, and how much I love No Way Home, I was coming to this a little nervous. That like
I was too.
I was like, okay, I'll probably like it at least. I did not expect it to match or exceed, and it did for me.
You know what I thought? I thought this was going to be a movie where the Spider-Man, the other storyline, was going to be adapted, and the Hand, using mysticism, was going to be trying to control Spider-Man, and these other agents must be there's a hit out on him or something like that. I was like, I had no idea what this movie.
They faked this out completely.
Very wrong.
Yeah, and frankly, I was braced for this to be a sort of mid movie.
Same. And now I'm like, man,
what a happy
they've made
surprise.
4 great Spider-Man movies. So I was very pleased with this one.
My sister is not a big Marvel person, but she's seen enough of the movies that when Endgame came out, I showed her Infinity War, and then that same day, and kind of got her up to speed on a little bit of stuff. That same day we went and saw Endgame, and she really liked it. So she's got a sense of it. She's never seen any of the Spider-Man movies, so I'm like, we need to sit down and watch all of these Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
Because I think
for sure.
she's like, oh, well, maybe I should just watch the new one. And I was like,
No, you gotta start. Yeah,
This pays off relationships that we're building in the first one.
Yep.
Man, like Marissa Tomei
Yep.
is just like in one or two scenes in sort of flashbacks or kind of what not
She's
kind of hard to explain.
crucial to this movie.
Yeah.
What I thought was so clever, and this really goes to the previous movie, but like Uncle Ben has always been a fixture of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But who always, whenever you see his story, whatever you see of him, is like always been a, you see him do a few nice things a day or two or a week or two before he dies.
Yes, yeah.
And then he's gone. And what was so clever about these movies is that what nobody expected is that they could quietly let Aunt May work her way into your heart.
Yep.
And see her like dozens of good scenes with her.
Yeah.
So that you really cared about her and then let her fulfill the Uncle Ben role.
Yep.
And that's been an amazing journey, which I thought that was done, though. And then there turns out there was a little more story to be had in this one with that.
Curious to see where they take the X-Men.
Same.
And it only made me excited about that.
Yep.
Because I was like, okay, so it's kind of a little bit of an all bets are off X-Men.
Yeah.
I thought Sadie Sink did a really good job.
She was great.
She did. She handled the emotional scenes really well, and I was reminded of there was a few sequences in I think the final season of Stranger Things where I thought she was kind of really showing her stuff.
Yeah.
But I also had no particular expectations of her, and she had to kind of really do good, and she did.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to find out what their X-Men plans are. I bet that's not happening until 2028, 2029.
Probably not, and
because we just heard about Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3 in 2028.
It's going to be Ghost Rider Robbie?
We don't know.
Oh, but probably not.
People are suggesting Danny Ketch.
But it's
Ryan Gosling, which is pretty notable.
Yeah.
I kind of want him to play Johnny Blaze, and I want him to be somebody from the 70s somehow. I don't know.
I think he has more Johnny Blaze energy than it does.
That's a whole other topic, though.
I think so too.
We don't have time to talk about all of it.
Yeah.
Whereas there's big stuff to talk about. San Diego Comic-Con relations, Marvel moving to Los Angeles, D&D and Universes Beyond.
Oh, man.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, D&D is going to do a Star Wars crossover.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about all that next week, or at least some of it.
As much as we can.
We may be feeding on this news for a while.
Yeah.
If anybody has stuff you really want to hear our take on, you can always drop us an email. Let us know.
Doomsday trailer.
We have the Doomsday trailer to talk about. So yeah, we don't have time this time. We wanted to make sure to get to Spider-Man Brand New Day, and these guys want to talk about the Odyssey.
Sure.
And want to talk about all the comics we missed. So.
Trying to get Randy to watch it, not on his phone.
You're right. I'm going to watch it on the video screen on my smart refrigerator.
I think that's good. Do you have one of those photograph things where the photograph changes?
Yeah, I can watch it like that, right?
Watch it on that.
Yeah, like a ViewMaster?
Yeah, ViewMaster, sure.
All right. We'll be back next week with more. And until that time, yo, Joe. Roguecast is a weekly podcast broadcast from Rogues Gallery Comics and Games in Round Rock, Texas. You can find us online on Facebook and at www.roguesgallerytx.com and email us comments or questions at roguesgallerytx@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.